What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
All right. Do it one more time. One more time. This is the Shoot Around, our Friday bonus show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us another day. Just doing nonsense and tomfoolery and all the stuff we didn't get to on the show that dropped on Wednesday as we get ready for an NBA Finals here soon. If you ever have something you want to add to the show, by the way, for the Shoot Around, send it our way. We'd love to hear from you. We got a lot of listener questions this week, a whole bunch of them to get to. But I can't tell you, I got more people reaching out this week, Rob, wanting to hear the extension of the Selma Hayek story, because the Selma Hayek story at the end of last week's Shoot Around was nuts. And the fact that it has taken us 4 years to get to it is even more nuts. And then you teased that the Selma... No, so you went to Selma Hayek. She ran into her, took you to a premiere. You sat next to her while she got naked. You had to think about your grandma and just do anything you could to keep it under control, keep the car on the road. And then you teased and said there's an extension to the Selma Hayek story. And I am very anxious, as are a bunch of people, to hear whatever this extension to the story is.
I don't even know if I should tell this story because
oh no, you have to now. You teased it last week, and you got everybody asking.
She has passed on, but after after the movie, which was great, Frida, and we had a good time. We took so you have the after party, and you're out mingling, and all of a sudden, when a young lady comes up to me and she taps me and says, "Hey, Robert, remember me?" And she used to be one of the Rockets cheerleaders, and so she said, "I now work for someone who wants to meet you." And so I'm like, who? And so they said, Kirstie Alley. And I'm like, we all love Kirstie Alley from Cheers.
That was the Cheers days, yeah.
I said, dang, I got to meet Selma. Now I get to meet Kirstie. So I go there and I'm talking to her, and she is like the coolest person ever, right?
I've actually heard that about Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, she was so nice.
She was super cool.
She was super nice, and we're chatting it up. And my boy Ron was like, man, I think she crushing on you a little bit, right? Like, no, I don't think so, man. So she's sitting there, we were talking, and all of a sudden I'm like, what's up? You gonna give me that number or something? She looked at me and she like, yeah, I'm gonna give you the number, but you better call me. And so she gave me her number, and I never called her.
Oh no! Oh.
I just wanted to see if I could get the number, man.
Oh, so it was a field exercise for you.
Yeah, and so I ran into I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. The young lady again. She said, "Did you ever call Kirstie?" I'm like, "No, I was too scared to call her. You know who that is? That's Kirstie Alley." And so she was like, she was a little upset you never called her. I was like, I thought she'd forget that night because we all were drinking, and I was like, nah. But that was just a Kirstie Alley. So it's not as
that's pretty good though.
It's not exciting as the Selma story.
No, but you pulled Kirstie Alley's number, and that's pretty strong, man. I got to give you credit for that. That's not bad. And I've heard that too. I've heard a lot of stories about Kirstie Alley being cool as shit.
So nice, and I didn't realize she was that tall. She was tall.
She is tall, yeah.
Yeah, she was tall. So I was like, okay. And she was just a really nice person, man.
I've heard that.
God rest her soul.
Yeah, no, and talented and funny as hell. Yeah. Holy cow, funny as hell.
Oh, don't get me wrong now. Someone bumped into her and didn't say, excuse me. She got, hey.
Oh, she'll tell you what for. Yeah, no.
She said, where your manners at? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Very good. Any other celebrity numbers you've ever pulled that we need to know about?
No.
No?
No.
No? Not that we need to know about.
No.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Question from Dave. I know you guys are big on Giannis. We've talked about it a lot. But are you aware that he's doing stuff that only Jordan has done? I'm a Bucks fan, and I really want him to stay in Milwaukee. And I'm not sure how to make that happen. I really doubt that, quote, the presence of Doc Rivers is enough to get him to stay.
Hell no.
He included a link to the stat. I'm going to read you the stat, and then we can talk about what it might take for him to stay in Milwaukee. Only 2 players in NBA history have ever pulled this off. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and 7 first-team All-NBA selections. Michael Jordan and Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the whole list. So that was the stat he sent me.
That's didn't Dream?
I don't know. That's what he sent me.
I think Dream is on that list, right?
MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and 7 first-team All-NBA.
Because Dream won he won all in the same year. So I know he's been on that
All right,
team
well,
more
then
than
even
seven
if
times.
then even if Dream is on that list, it's
Yeah.
still very
still a great
exclusive list.
Yeah. Mhm.
What the hell does it take? And that was the other story this week was the Bucks are hoping the presence of Doc Rivers is enough to keep him in Milwaukee.
But
That ain't
does he
gonna-
like Doc Rivers?
I have no idea. I have
That's
no
the
idea.
whole thing. But here's the other thing. I think it's going to take a lot. I think Giannis is smart enough to say, okay, I'm going to wait for free agency to see what we get. Because we bringing the same exact team back, you ain't winning with that team.
Well, they proved
I hate
that.
to say it. And plus,
And Dame was hurt.
Dame
but-
gone for all of next year.
Yeah,
And so
that's
you're
not
going
going
to
happen
have to
anytime soon.
Yeah. So you've got to.
I think he's gonna want
Is he
out.
willing to wait? Mm-hmm.
Nah, he gonna want out.
You think he's gone?
Yeah.
I think he's gone. I don't think there's enough there to be able to go through another season of whatever. Anybody think that Doc Rivers is enough to keep anybody? Come on now.
And that's where I feel like the story got a little sideways because I was like, they can't think this. They can't think that. Well, we got Doc, so he'll stay for Doc.
Yeah, I just don't think. I don't think Giannis wants to go through another season because he's been bounced in the first round the last 3 seasons.
I think that's right.
So a guy like that who is used to who's already won a title, who you want to see be deep into the playoffs, getting bounced 3 straight years. I would assume it might be if they make the playoffs next year, it may be a 4th straight year. I don't think he wants to go through that again.
Yeah.
The only issue is it's going to take a lot to get him. And whoever gets him has probably depleted their team to get him. And now it's like.
He's the next Paul George.
It's not even that because he's won a title. And he's won a
No,
yeah.
I'm saying that
some
they
team's going to build their
Oh,
future
yeah,
on the
yeah,
back.
They got
Well, we said the same thing about KD. Like, KD be in a tough situation because you want to go somewhere else and win, but one, you're the main reason that a team thinks they can win, and number 2, wherever you go, they clean house.
You're also the main reason they can't.
Right. So it's
So,
like
yeah.
a lot of this is on your shoulders. So it's tough.
Do we see him in a Bucks uniform this season, or do we think
I
he's going to be
think
elsewhere?
so.
You do or you don't?
I think so, just for the simple fact that teams aren't just willing to give up a lot anymore for these players, because everybody, teams are such copycats. You think about it, went through a period where you're just giving up superstars for picks, and now people realize the fucking superstars, if you deplete your team, you ain't winning.
Yeah.
So I think teams are smart. They really, keep their picks. The only reason you think about it, AD for Luka, because it's superstar versus superstar.
Yeah,
Unless there's another superstar that's unhappy and you can swap him out, I don't think it's happening.
Okay. Question from Chris.
I got a superstar we can swap out. We can
I
swap
know.
Yeah,
Lou.
no, I know.
We can go ahead and
I know.
we can
Yeah,
make.
You want to make this an Atlanta thing?
No.
He talking about Luka.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make this a
Yeah.
Lakers thing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
We had a rental year with Luka. You can have him. We'll go ahead and bring.
We got Skinny Luka now, though. I thought everyone was excited for Skinny Luka. I guess we're not.
Milwaukee can enjoy him.
Okay.
If we're talking about Giannis,
Well, you want
Milwaukee
to send him
can
to the
enjoy
land of beer and accept him to space, stay skinny? That ain't gonna happen.
Look. What? That ain't not, once he leaves the Laker land. That ain't none of my business. What go on?
Okay, that's fine. I got you. All right. Question from Chris. I just saw that Westbrook announced he's having surgery on his hand to fix a couple breaks that happened during the season. And he said the comeback is already in motion. Rob, is this probably a good time for him to hang it up? How hard is it to come back from a hand injury?
I don't know what injury he had to his hand, but
He
I don't
said he
think
had a couple of breaks in his hand.
I think that'd be easy. Yeah, I think he can come. It's just so funny. People shit on Westbrook so much, and you got to think about this. The motherfucker's still good.
Oh, no, he's a very good player. He's a good piece somewhere.
It's just sometimes he gets a little out of control. And what player in the NBA doesn't? And I think we always expect people to stay at a certain level. And sometimes everybody ain't LeBron. Everybody ain't going to stay at a high level for 20 years. You're going to have some slippage every now and then. So I think, Westbrook can provide a lot of energy, to a team. And so I think he's fine. He'll be back. Some team will take him. Think about it. If let Westbrook go down to Orlando or somewhere like that, where he can.
I like that.
Yeah,
I didn't dislike him in Denver. I thought the role he played in Denver was real good.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Hand injury? Any experience with a hand injury though? You?
No, not me.
Okay, because I don't know how hard that is to come back from.
I think if it ain't the wrist, I'm fine with it. You know, who knows? Because with his hand injury, I don't know if it might improve something else. You know, you think about how many. You think about if people don't realize it, you watch when Steph hurt was it hand or wrist when he fell that time?
I think it was his wrist. Yeah.
You remember the size he was then, and then what he came back as? He came back with a little bit more strength, a little bit more muscles. I'm like, oh shit, Steph put in some work, you know, and so. I don't know if Westbrook is, you know, I know it's later in his career, but I'm just saying sometimes injuries can help you improve other parts of your body and game.
I'm going to start Danny's question before I ask Danny's question. I'm going to start it with a soundbite, and it's from Kendrick Perkins. Danny was not too thrilled with this.
You got to check the boxes when you're the face of the league. Yes, we know you got to have your signature shoe. You're going to be in commercials. You're going to have the highlights. You got to have the game. But you know what else you got to have? You got to be a role model, right? And things outside the lines matter. Now, if you go down the list of all the faces of the league in the history of the game, you look at Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, LeBron, Steph, what did they all have in common? While they was playing in the league, they all were family men. They all were married with kids. And if you think that don't play a role as far as the role model, this is facts. This is not something that I'm making. Hold on. But this is not something that I'm making up. Now, what happened to them after they retired? That's their business. But while they are playing or was playing, they were family men.
All right. So Danny says, quote, can I call bullshit on Big Perk for this one? He said you have to have kids and be a family man to be the face of the NBA, and that's why Ant-Man isn't that guy yet. Rob, do you agree with this, or is it more about how you play the game?
You know, I could see where Big Perk was going with that, but I think it doesn't matter. It's almost like being president. Every president has to have a fucking wife. You know, I don't think it matters. I think it's all about how your game is played and how you. And I do say, I think about 30 to 40% of that has to do with what you do off the court, because you have to, in a big business, which is the NBA, they need to have a face that has a pristine off the court image. And I think with Ant-Man and the stuff that has gone on in the media, and don't get me wrong now, in this day and age, there's so much shit that comes out about players that they don't want to come out.
Yeah, everybody's got
stuff. Yeah, you think about what's happening with Rudy Gobert, and I'm not saying he's the face, but there's so much shit that comes out. And I think, you know, the NBA is very conscious of that. And I think for me, I don't think Ant-Man will be the face of the league, even though he has the talent to be the face of the league. I just think it has a lot to do with what goes on off the court. You think about, let's take the face of the league. SGA might be the next face of the league because, you know, he's just won the MVP. Mm-hmm. You know, his wife used to hoop. You know, they got a kid. They got all this stuff that's, you know, how do you say it?
It checks all the boxes. It's perfect.
Checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't have to be a face of a league. That's what we get confused with. You know, you think about, even though Magic and Jordan and Larry Bird, they all shared the face at one point. And you think about Shaq and Kobe, and they all shared the face, you know. And I don't think, and to me I don't think Kobe was ever really the face of the league.
He was,
everybody loved him, but I don't ever think he was the face of the league. But I just think, you know, and Shaq was never the face of the league. You know, it's just weird.
I don't know, man. During that Lakers run, I think Shaq and Kobe were like, it was like peanut butter and jelly. It was synonymous. Mm-hmm. Like you couldn't say Shaq without saying Kobe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You couldn't say Kobe without saying Shaq. I feel like the two of them,
they shared it
at the height of your run.
Yeah,
I feel like they were the kind of the face of everything.
Yeah, and look, let's be honest. All of them had their crap that they went through. You know, you may have been married, but they some of their crap was more public than others. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even with Jordan had gambling issues. Well, everybody knew that. Mm-hmm. So, even though he may have been married, to have the fact that Jordan liked to gamble, everybody knew that Jordan liked to go, whether it be on the plane or he liked to be at the casino and he liked to drink and things of that nature. So, everybody kind of had their vices and their stuff that they had going on. I don't think what Ant-Man has dealt with off the floor is anything uncommon amongst a lot of these athletes.
Yeah.
I want him to chill out because he is very young and he got a lot of money coming his way. But if he continues on the path that he's on, he ain't gonna see none of that money. Cause
it's just the era we live in, the accessibility that you have with athletes and athletes wanting their business out in the street.
It's
a different era. Like our area was more, we didn't have all the vices to put yourself out there and want to be put out there, and so. But
and
I actually don't think.
I get kind of lost in this whole. Why are we clamoring to have a face of the league?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's like it's kind of a weird narrative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like who's the face of the NBA? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like and like to your point about accessibility these days, I feel like every fan base is going to attach themselves to certain players and certain guys that they're going to prop up as like he's the guy I think of when I think of the NBA. Whereas different fan bases are going to have completely different perspectives. I think the whole face of the NBA idea is like. The guys that sort of transcend that, a lot of times it happens after they're done playing. You know what I mean? Like you look back and go, oh man, Shaq was that era. Oh man, Jordan was Magic and Bird. And yes, in the early days, it's because the media had to attach themselves to certain storylines.
Right.
And Bird and Magic was a storyline. Jordan was a storyline. Shaq and Kobe was a storyline.
Right.
So nowadays you don't need to have that. The narrative's so split up amongst fan bases and all these different people for all these different reasons that for me it always went to who's the name that you can drop that a casual NBA fan will know.
Yeah.
My wife can probably name 3 basketball players. And it's LeBron James and Steph Curry. And those are the 2 that off the top of her head she knows for sure they're still playing and they're basketball players.
Right.
My daughter knows who LeBron is.
Yeah.
And my daughter doesn't watch basketball, but she knows who LeBron is.
Right.
So
Space Jam.
Right. Well, and she did watch Space Jam. No, she did watch Space Jam. Right.
But it's funny. It's almost like the discussion me and Harp had when it came to the music. It's about your era and about your region and where you at. When you think about NBA or NBC, and so for me, it reminds you of so many different things. And I think if you go on the West Coast and say who's the face of the league, they're gonna probably say LeBron. If you go on the East Coast, they probably gonna say Giannis, Luka. And you go Midwest, they probably gonna say Jokic. I think that's the great thing about the NBA. It's so renowned now that you can just have any face. It doesn't have to be one particular person. The league is too damn good, So I'm happy. I'm happy where the league is, So.
All right, a couple more quick things. We're going to wrap up shoot around this week. Question from Tommy. If I hear Doris Burke call Shea a free throw merchant one more time, I'm going to lose it. Do you guys think Shea is a free throw merchant? That the man hunts for free throws? Honestly, I don't think this is a Shea thing. I think this is a today's NBA thing. And he's part of today's NBA. A lot of these guys know how to get calls.
I think it's a ref thing. And it's even last night when Bronson went in and actually hooked Toppin and brought him towards him, and they challenged and they still lost the challenge. Yeah. It's a ref thing. It's not a Shea thing. It's like the flop. It's almost on the same lines as flopping to me, because you know how to manipulate the refs, and the refs are not smart enough, and they're gonna just fall into the ref. Well, it looked like a foul. Let's call a foul. And that's the one thing that I get so pissed at with refs. They're behind the player, and they assume that something happened, and they make a call. I'm like, did you see it? Well, it just looked like it. So it ain't a Shea problem. It's a ref problem. I think the refs suck nowadays, and they need to be better at their job and not just assuming that something happened because of the way a player knows how to manipulate his body and make it look like he got hit.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of guys who, are like that, who are able to get to the basket, create contact, and are able to get to the line. We talked about in the show earlier in the week about how Ant-Man needs to do a better job of attacking the basket. We're sit up and talk about Shea. We almost kind of need Ant to be more like Shea in a sense, to where you don't settle for those jump shots and settle for those threes. It can be annoying sometimes, but I don't think, like I said, it's not a Shea thing. I think you got a lot of guys in the league that are like that. And one guy who has been like that for a long time is James Harden. James Harden knew how to draw contact, and it got so annoying Like the way he plays and his movements, you could almost tell like, oh yeah, he finna draw a foul here.
Yeah.
He finna draw a foul here. It's just the way that the game is played. Even guys who are jump shooters, jumping into another guy's, body in a sense.
We talked about that with Trae Young a lot, actually.
Yeah, and creating the contact. It's the way the game is now. It's annoying to a degree, but it is just the way that it is. And I think Shea is just only one version of this, being able to draw contact when he goes to the basket.
All right, last thing, we'll wrap it up. Joey Chestnut, I'm sure is a name you guys know. Competitive eater. This Memorial Day, Joey Chestnut inhaled 42 servings of popcorn in 8 minutes to break his own Guinness World Record, which was 32 servings of 24-ounce popcorn in 8 minutes. So this time he did 42 servings of 24-ounce popcorn in 8 minutes.
I'm worried about his health.
I am very concerned about Joey Chestnut. I'm very concerned for what goes into his body. And I may have asked you this question before because it feels familiar. What is one food you could eat if you had to eat something competitively? Like if someone said, you got to eat a whole bunch of blank. Oh, God. I probably shouldn't have framed it that way, but yeah.
I would, back in the day, I would say shrimp, but the old gout might kick in, so I can't say shrimp.
Shrimp might kick in the gout? Okay.
Yeah, the gout and the iodine poison.
Yeah, that might get you.
Yeah.
That might get you.
What shrimp is it going? Because I love shrimp. I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something I'm going to eat, and I forget how much I've eaten because I just keep eating.
I think when I can't eat a lot, but don't bring a big ass pizza in this house and be like, just eat 2 slices, man. I gotta eat by 3 or 4, maybe 6 slices, depending on if I'm watching the game.
You would go 6 slices of pizza?
I used to eat before I used to eat a whole pizza. I would order, how you order 2 medium pizzas?
Yeah, sure.
And I would eat, I ate all but 2 slices in each one. And I was just like, because I would want a barbecue chicken pizza with no onions, and then I had to have pepperoni sausage and mushroom pizza, and I just would just eat it, man. I'm like,
eat 6 slices
just eat
of
it.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
All right, Weird Al.
So a couple of years ago, the station had a crystals eating contest.
I remember this, yeah.
And I was in it.
Oh,
How'd you do? Didn't Gillespie win it?
I came in second.
Did Adam win it?
Yeah, Adam won it.
Okay. We got a producer here at the radio station named Adam Gillespie who is famous for the amount of food this guy can put away.
Yeah.
Like he's truly what you would call a big bag. The man can put it away.
I think I ate, it was either 9 or 10 crystals.
Oh, I could have beat that.
In a certain amount, but it was a certain amount of time, obviously. So, and you had to actually eat. Nah, because
Rob's big though. He just popped those things like Tic Tacs, man.
So it's different. Like it was a lot.
So did you prepare? Did you say, okay, I'm not gonna eat today, or you just walked up and said, okay, let's go?
I'm trying to see, did I eat that day? I don't think I ate that day. But see, when you're timed, you try to make sure that you do as much as you can with the time that you have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you
overeat though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so. It just I think I did pretty good to come in second, and so
that's not bad.
It's just Adam.
You have to eat
fat.
Standing up though. That way your belly doesn't. You have more room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
true.
That's true. If I had to pick something, I'd probably say chicken wings. Just because I think that I will start eating chicken wings and then look down and have like what looks like a dinosaur's nest of bones in front of me. I'll be like, how many chickens did I just murder? Like, what just happened? But, I don't even think. I just continue to eat and eat and eat and eat. It doesn't even register that you're eating as much as you are.
But, the one thing I used to, when I was in college, because on Sundays, I would probably eat 2 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts, because back then you get a box for $2.50, another box for $1.
How are you alive with all the pizza and Krispy Kreme donuts you've been putting away? How are you still walking this green earth?
Hey, I stopped eating Krispy Kremes. I stopped eating pizza, man. So
you backed up worse than LA traffic, boy.
Hey, you forget when you
you need some doggone.
This week's show needed a title, and now it's got one.
No, hey, trust me, I'm twice a day. I'm good. I've always been ready.
Boy, you need some doggone Pepto-Bismol.
Hey, but you got also that was back, when I was eating those boxes of donuts. I weighed like 195, 6'9", 195. I was trying to gain weight.
You
Well,
were,
that's
you are a
that's-
number 2 pencil. Jeez.
Hey, there was, because I had the flat top then too. Looked like the
Yeah.
eraser.
Yeah.
I was
Look
definitely
at it,
shit.
man. You made a mistake, Robert Horry. Just scratch it right out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I couldn't.
I can't. I mean, as you get, this, Rob, and we all know this. As you get older, you just can't put it away like that. You
I
just
don't
can't.
want to.
Yeah, it just
The
makes
other
you
day
sick.
the other day we were eating something. I'm like, we went somewhere, and I think Candace had a salad with chicken. I had a salad with salmon, and I ate mine. Salmon doesn't fill you up. Then she had like a couple pieces of chicken left. I'm like, should I eat it or should I wait? I said no. I was still hungry. I said no. I'm gonna wait and have that for my lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I now had to stop myself from, because I booked before.
yeah.
We would go to
I
dinner.
just throw it down. Yeah.
I would just throw down. I'm like, okay, I'm eating my dinner, and then I know, because I ordered something different from Candace, and then whatever she has left over, that's like my other dinner. And so I can't do it. I don't want to be no big back the rest of my life. I gotta watch it.
And I can't look. I love Krispy Kreme donuts. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
but,
I do too.
But because they so sweet, I don't know how many of them I can eat without eventually throwing up everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like after
That's-
one or
that's-
two, I'm good, man. Like,
Seriously?
I could probably do 4. Maybe
about
4 or
6.
5.
Well, I mean, if you're
That's the-
intentionally trying to eat a lot, then yes, I could probably do more.
Yeah.
But after 2, I'm like, I'm good.
Bro, it's
It's a lot
like
of sugar.
all I
Yeah.
can hear after all I can hear is that man in that diabetes commercial.
Winford Brimley, all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
that's all I can hear in the
some
back of
dude
my
in
head,
Brandon's
boy.
heart,
I'm
you're
like,
going,
sheesh.
diabetes.
Yeah. No
Here's how
sir.
I handle my diabetes.
That's why we don't allow Krispy Kreme in this house, because you'll walk by like, oh, I have one. Walk by, oh, I have another. But I'm not saying sit down in one session, just crush like 6 of them at one time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
See,
like, I might have 2 now when
That's
they
a-
first come in the house.
That's
Because you
another-
gotta eat them before they go bad, because they go bad after
Oh,
one
yeah.
day.
Yeah. That just get hard and stale,
Yeah,
and you got
yeah.
to throw them out. So, I mean, is the question: is there a food that you will not allow in your house because you can't control how you eat it? Because I could think of one of mine.
You know what?
Entenmann's crumb cake. I can't buy it because I'll eat the whole cake. I love
It's
it.
Krispy
I
Kreme.
grew up on it, so it's like for me, it's like my childhood. As soon as I have a bite, I'm like, I'm gonna have another piece. I'm gonna cut myself another piece. I mean, you know what? Myself in a third. Oh.
It's Krispy Kreme donuts. If we buy Krispy
Krispy,
Kreme
you can't
donuts,
have 'em.
we
Can't
only
have
buy half a dozen. We don't buy a dozen.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, because my whole thing is, I can't let it go to waste. I got to eat it before I got to eat them.
I just can't control myself. I have no self-control.
Yeah, there's one that should be banned, but it ain't. And that's
What's that?
cookies and cream ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something, dog. Mess around, and before I know it, I bought it that day, and then 6 hours later, I look at it, dang, what all the ice cream went? Oh, my fat ass ate it.
Harp shooting hoops into an empty bucket.
Yeah, I'm like, what day? Who ate all the ice cream? Oh, it was me.
So do you eat it out of the tub, or do
No.
you put it in a bowl?
I'm not a savage. I got like a
you sit with a tub of ice cream and a spoon?
No,
What do
I'm
you
not.
think?
No, what I'll do is I have like, I keep like styrofoam cups sometimes, because sometimes I want to do dishes. So plastic cup, styrofoam, I'll put some in a cup and, just keep the same cup just in case I may want to go get more, which I tend to do. And I probably need to throw the cup away. Huh?
You might want to eat it out the tub.
No,
That's why I
'cause-
do it. Like, I my sherbet ice cream. I buy the rainbow sherbet, and I just eat it out the tub, because I'm not washing no damn dishes. Don't nobody else in the house eat rainbow sherbet but me.
But that's
So
why
I'm just eating
that's
the
why I got
tub.
styrofoam cups and plastic cups, so I can just throw it away, and plastic spoons. So I ain't gotta do no
It's
dishes.
killing the
Everything get thrown away.
It's easier to
It's
hide
killing
the
the
evidence that
environment.
way.
Is it? Well, maybe they should stop making them. If you don't want people to buy them.
If you don't buy them, they're gonna start. They're gonna stop making them. You stop buying them.
Well, look, Look, if you want me to use my dishes, stop making plastic stuff. Then this is what I understand.
I'm just kidding, man. But I'm eating out the tub, and I'm just like
Straight out of the
Man.
tub.
just straight out the tub, because
Oh,
now I
man.
just got one thing to wash, a spoon. I ain't got to wash anything else.
But you're the only one that eats it, though, so it's okay. I live in a house full of people that all eat different stuff. So, I mean, yeah.
So you don't have the one food in your house that you be like, this is off limits to everybody but me because it's mine. Like a little kid, it's mine.
No.
I have a wife and a preteen female child. No, nothing is mine in my house. Are you kidding me? I'm lucky I can sleep in my house.
Ain't no need for it to be off limits in mine because it's already gone.
What are you, off limits? What? That empty
no,
tub of
limits
ice cream
gone
in the
already.
garbage off limits? Yeah. All right.
What you want me to do?
I guess I'm just a selfish ass person. I tell everybody, this sherbet right here is mine. Don't touch it. If you want some,
Like you're in
here.
college, you write your name on it.
I ain't gotta put my name. It's my damn house. I'm like, this is my house. Don't touch my sherbet.
Well, the first step to accepting
Touch my sherbet.
Well, the first step to fixing things is admitting that you have an issue. So I'm glad you just admitted that I'm glad you admitted that you were selfish. Yeah.
I am. When it
Yeah,
comes to my
okay, cool.
sherbet, I'm very selfish.
When it comes to
This
my
is
sherbet.
mine. Don't touch
I'm
my
sherbet
damn
selfish.
sherbet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and the funny part, I come in, I know when someone been in my sherbet too. I'm like, who ate my damn sherbet?
Walking around the house waving a spoon at people like a psycho. Who ate the sherbet? Tell you what, man, the sherbet man, the day you get your NBA pension, gonna be outside your house doing a little dance. You're gonna be out there going, it's sherbet time. Sherbet man's kid's going to college because Robert Horry.
Oh man, I had some grape sherbet for the first time the other day. Oh my goodness,
Some grape sherbet?
grape sherbet, and it was so fucking good.
Okay.
It's a little place down the street. It was good.
So you're a sherbet guy then?
I love sherbet. Yeah,
Okay. All right. I didn't know that.
get me
You learn
wrong,
something
I
new
like-
every week on this show.
I like ice cream, but I prefer to have sherbet. It has to be rainbow sherbet though, or orange. I can't do lime by itself. It just has to be either orange or rainbow.
Okay.
What?
I
Pete?
don't know. I'm
I know Beagle. Hey, yes, I do like. I do like the old man ice cream, but I don't eat it like I used to. The
You
butter
like
pecan, call it.
what does it call it? The Neapolitan, the strawberry, the
Oh,
vanilla,
dude,
and
all
the chocolate.
day.
Let me tell you something. I used
My
to
grandmama
grow up on
loved
the
that.
ice cream.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'll do that all day.
like the elderly love that ice cream.
No, call me an old man then, because they sell at the store. They sell Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, I seen them
those
too.
were good.
I seen them
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I seen them too.
My old ass is like, yay!
It's funny though. We go to In-N-Out. I get me a Neapolitan shake.
Really?
They do
Yeah,
Neapolitan
they do.
shakes.
Yeah, at In-N-Out they have that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
I
it.
did
But I
not
won't
know
buy it. I would never buy it in the store. But I get this. I don't do that all the time. When we go to In-N-Out, I get one of those.